This tutorial is powered by AskQuesty.com. Get help with your website on demand. And don't forget, subscribe for more tutorials.
Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to change your font size in WordPress, and I'm actually going to show you 3 different ways you can do this. The first way that I'm going to show you is through a page builder. Now this is going to be specific to the page builder that you're using. I'm currently using the Divi Builder, so I'm going to show you how to do it through there. It should be pretty much the same when it comes to the builder and how to change the text size. It should be an option in the design panel. And then the second option, I'm going to show you how to do it just through the default editor for WordPress. And then the third way, I'm going to show you how to do it through CSS, both by pulling the class ID from the default editor as well as through the Divi Builder editor. Okay, so the first way we're going to show you is through the Divi Builder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a row here, and then I'm going to add a text module. Okay, so in this text module, it gives you just some placeholder text here. You can see that I'm in a paragraph, and this is the kind of the text editor that I have. You can change this if you want to be like a heading 1 or a heading 3, etc. So if I go into the design panel right here, and if I go to heading text, since it's a heading and it's a H3 heading, if I scroll down, I can see H3 text size, and I can scroll this and make it bigger or smaller depending on what I want. You can also input it right into the input right here, and it will change accordingly. Now, if I go back to content, you can see that I'm in the visual. If I go to text, you're going to see that I have an H3 here. So I can, and this is going to apply if we do this through CSS, I can either go to advanced and add a class ID or class here. So I can say new text, okay? Or I can go into my content, go into the text right here, and just simply go H3 class equals new text, close my quotes, and then write accordingly. So that's going to actually add a class right to my text. And why are you going to want to add a class to different your text modules is you don't want to, a lot of the times you don't want to customize all your paragraphs or all your H1s. Usually you want to be specific to your page. So this is why we would add a class or an ID straight to the text that we have. That way, when we're adding our custom CSS, we're only targeting this text block and nothing else. I can also show you how to do it globally as well, but for the time being, we're just going to want to target just this class. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep this new text class right on here. Okay, so that's how you would do it through the Divi Builder. Now, what about if we want to do it through the default? And I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So the WordPress default editor, and let this load here for a second. I'm going to return to the default editor, and you can see I have some text right here. So once you add a text block, if you go to the right hand side, you're going to see font size, and this is where you're going to change your font size. Now you can have some of the default font sizes that they have. So like huge would be considered like an H1 tag, large would be maybe an H2 tag. But you can change this to a more specific font size. You can just simply go right over here and say I want it to be 39 pixels, and there you go. Now it's changed to 39 pixels. Now, what if we want to add a class to this text box from the default editor? Well, you would have to go to these 3 dots right here, more options, and then you would hit edit as HTML, and that's going to pull up the paragraph style right here. So say I wanted to add an ID to this, or a class. I'm going to add a class, paragraph class equals new text. And then it's going to have the style, that's fine. And there you go. Now we've added a class to this text module. So I'm going to save as draft here. And now we're going to go into our customized panel. I'm going to show you how to do this through CSS. So if we go to our additional CSS, what we would do is we would target the class that we have created. And how you target classes is with a period sign and then the class name, which would be new text. And then you would add curly brackets. and then you would change font hyphen size equals 48 pixels. Okay, and that would change the font size accordingly. If this doesn't work, you can also add a exclamation point important tag. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have to add this. It's good practice not to add these if they are not needed. But how CSS works, so say I added another class here, the same class, and I did font size, same exact thing, but I did it as 56 pixels. This one right here, the one below this one, is going to take precedence over this one. So whenever you add more CSS, the one that's last is going to be the one that shows up. And that's how the CSS is parsed in WordPress, or just in general. Now, if you wanted to add global ones, you would do, say it's a paragraph, it would be paragraph, font size, 48 pixels. And that's going to target every single paragraph in your WordPress, unless it's been customized already with like a class, etc. Okay, so that is how you change your font size in WordPress. I hope that helps, and I hope you guys have a great day.
Thanks for watching. If this was helpful, please subscribe. And if you need extra help, visit AskQuesty.com and send us your questions.